So welcome everyone. Today's class is called Yoga Sitting on the Floor. So all the postures today are going to be in a seated position. Now, I know this isn't the most comfortable position for everyone, but these classes are focused on moving from the seated in the chair postures to sitting on the ground. So this is even progressive. You can do these beginning postures, a lot of the postures in the beginning of this practice, sitting in a chair. And then when you get to a point where we bring the legs straight out, those postures, if you feel better with the legs straight out on the ground, then come down to the ground and do the seated on the ground with the legs straight out postures, okay? You can do the beginning stuff with the upper body, seated in a chair if that feels better. Another option is you can sit on yoga blocks. Some people prefer this. You would actually be surprised how many people in classes aren't that comfortable sitting flat on the ground. When I started, I remember my knees were up in my armpits almost, like this. And this gives you a sensation of rolling backwards, right? When you're not comfortable bringing your knees down. And I always felt like I was rolling back. You know, everybody else looked very comfortable, but this wasn't comfortable for me for a long time. So what I recommend is you can try yoga blocks if you have them. You could just sit on the blocks. You can also use, if you have some nice big hardcover books, you can use that. You can also use a rectangular blanket. If you've ever seen those Mexican style blankets, they're very firm material, very firm and sturdy cloth. Those would be best. And you would just fold them into a rectangular shape. You know, fold it a few times into a rectangle, and then you would slip it under your seat. And it usually is better, you can sit right on it if that feels good, but I find that it's better to bring the edge of the blanket or whatever you're sitting on, if it's soft, just up to your sitting bones. So just underneath your sitting bones or just right before, so it feels like it's tilting you forward a little bit and you feel like you're not rolling back anymore, okay? So experiment, see if you can find a comfortable place sitting on the ground for this. Otherwise, you can do the chair classes or do the beginning posture seated in the chair, just the upper body. When we get to bringing the legs straight out or wide, then switch to that, okay, if you find that comfortable. The last thing is, for the beginning, we'll be doing some belly breathing, seated. If you feel more comfortable lying down to do the belly breathing, feel free to do that, same instructions, and then just come to a seat when we start to move, okay? We'll start with neck movements, then come to your seat, okay? So, if you have any questions about any of these postures, any modifications, be sure to let me know in the comments, and I'd be happy to help you out as best I can, all right? So let's get started. So let's begin. In a comfortable seated position, legs can be crossed. This is how I sit. You can sit with knees on your heels of the opposite legs. Again, you can have the rectangular blanket or something under your seat to help you. You can begin in the chair, okay? Or lying down on your back. If you're lying on the back, then just come up to your seat, comfortable seated position before we begin, okay? You can also have the legs out if that feels better for you. So you can begin either hands resting on your knees, palms facing up or down. I find palms facing up feels better, like you can open your chest and ribs more. Okay? Let your eyes softly close. And just begin by relaxing your forehead and softening your whole face. And just letting your body breathe naturally on its own, however that is right now. Just focus on feeling the flow of the air through your nose. And then begin with a gentle constriction in your throat, just so you can hear the sound of your own breathing. It's very gentle and very soft. For right now, let that sound be with your own natural breath, however that is. Trying to make that sound as smooth as you can. Then bring your attention down to your abdomen and try to be more down below your ribs, below your rib cage. So the sides of your abdomen, the front of your abdomen, softening even the back of your body, muscles on the sides of your spine. Expanding the abdomen evenly in all directions, just like a balloon, even down towards your navel. Remember, the breath is always by your own body. It doesn't matter how long I breathe. Go by your own breath. If you breathe longer than I do, then go with that. If you breathe shorter than I do, that's fine too. Right? It's not about how long the breath is. Long, smooth breaths, whatever that means for your body. For the breath, try to mark over inhaling is when you go up to the head and you feel pressure be in the back of your head or up in your head. All the pressure from the inhale should stay below your collarbones, so down in your body, in your chest, your abdomen. If you feel pressure up in the head, you're inhaling too much. Back off a little bit, just come to the chest. Remember, the breath should always feel relaxing, calming, soft. We're inhaling a bit deeper than normal, but focusing down in the abdomen. And as best you can, try to maintain this type of breathing throughout the practice. In through your nose and out through your nose, unless the nose is blocked, of course, as much as possible. Focusing down in your abdomen. Of course, the ribs and chest will move as well, but try to prioritize down below your rib cage, where we normally don't breathe too much, right? Inhale, and lift your chin towards the ceiling, lengthening the front of your neck like you're lifting your chin straight towards the ceiling, lifting your ribs a bit, softening the center of your chest. Exhale, drop your chin down to your chest, drawing your chin in towards your collarbones, lengthening the back of your neck. See if you can feel the stretch down between your shoulder blades. Inhale, lift your chin towards the ceiling, lengthen the front of your neck, relax your shoulders down. Exhale, drop your chin down, drawing in towards your collarbones, lengthening the back of your neck. Inhale one more time, up towards the ceiling. Inhale, roll your left ear over towards your left shoulder, relaxing your right shoulder down. Exhale, roll your chin down to your chest. Inhale, right ear towards your right shoulder. Exhale, chin down to your chest. And continue alternating sides with your own breath at your own pace. Prioritize relaxing your shoulders down. As you move the neck, try to move from the base of your neck, your collarbone area, rather than up at the back of your head. So you shouldn't feel any discomfort in the middle of the neck. Focus all the way down by the collarbone so you feel stretching all between the shoulder and the neck on the larger muscles that go down the back a little bit with your own breath. And exhale, bring your chin down. Inhale, bring your head upright and sweep your hands up, palms together. Exhale, bring your right hand down by your right side, palm on the ground, and then hinge over towards your right. Try to only go so far as you can without lifting your right sitting bone off the ground. Support your body with your hand, pressing into your hand like you're pressing your body away a little bit. Lengthening between your hips and ribs like you're reaching your fingers straight up away from your hip rather than focusing on the bend. Focus on the length. Inhale, bring your left hand to your left side, right hand up. Press into your hand like you're pressing your sitting bone down on the opposite side. Right? Reach up with your fingers, lengthen from hip to fingertips. Focus between your hips and ribs. Lengthening is more important than bending. Breathe. Inhale, right hand to right side with your own breath at your own pace. Remember all of these postures as we move with the breath. It's with your own breath at your own pace, whatever your body wants, right? Never hold the breath or breathe in more deeply than your body is ready for, just to try to keep up with the pace that I'm moving at or to wait until I move. If I say continue alternating sides, continue with your own breath. If you do an extra one or a few less, that's fine. Okay? Listen to your body, most important thing. And last time each side. Inhale, bring both hands up and together. Exhale, bring your hands down and then behind your back. Palms flat on the ground, fingers pointing away from you, like that. Press down through the bases of your palms. Lift your heart towards the ceiling. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Really feel the muscles below your shoulder blades engaged. And lift your heart towards the ceiling. And you can drop the head back, but try not to have it passive. Always active, actively lengthening your neck. Try not to just let the head fall back. Lengthening your neck. Lifting from your heart, like you're lifting the center of your chest straight towards the ceiling. Stretching around your collarbones, fronts of your shoulders, and center of your chest. Okay, breathe. You're always using your breath to deepen the stretches. So you're always stretching from the outside with the posture and from the inside with your breath. Okay? Remember, focus more on the posture if you're new to any of these practices, any of these postures. Focus on the alignment, what feels good in your body, right? Once you feel comfortable, then focus more on the breath. And inhale, slowly come up. Bring your hands on your knees. And exhale, begin to circle. Either direction is fine. Exhaling as you come forward. We're going to go both ways. And inhaling as you come upright. Prioritize moving from the crease below your buttocks. So the part sitting on the floor, right? The sitting just above your sitting bones or at your sitting bones. Try to focus on moving from that part. Exhaling as you come forward. And then reverse direction, circling the other way, inhaling up. Exhaling the other way. Always inhaling upright. Exhaling forward. Inhale, bring your torso upright. Sweep your hands up, palms facing each other. Lengthen your sides, press down through your seat. And exhale, bring your right hand to your left knee, left hand by your hip. Lift your chest, draw your shoulder blades down your back. Now here is fine. Remember, when you're twisting, prioritize pressing your sitting bones firmly down into the ground so everything is down in your seat and legs. That's your base, right? Just like your feet. Rotating from your hips first, a little bit from your hips. Low back's relatively flat. Focus on lifting your chest, drawing down your back, relaxing your neck, and rotating from above your hips, above your sacrum area. Try not to rotate in your low back. Focus on the abdomen, so between your hips and ribs. Doesn't matter how far you go, but try not to twist in the low back. Inhale, turn to face forward, sweep your hands up, palms facing each other. Exhale, left hand to right knee, right hand by the hip, press down, support your back, lift your chest, draw your shoulder blades down your back, and exhale, rotate towards your right. Again, there will be a little bit of a sensation in the hip maybe, moving from the hip, but low back is relatively flat, stays stable, rotating from above your hips, above your sacrum. Draw your shoulder blades down your back, feel the engagement below your shoulder blades. And with your own breath, continue alternating directions. Inhale forward. Exhale left. Inhale forward. Exhale right. One more each direction. Inhale. Exhale left. Inhale. Exhale right. Inhale, turn to face forward, palms together. Exhale, hands to your heart. Okay? So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. We'll be facing the length of the mat. We'll begin with the feet. About the width of the mat is okay, or you can bring them just outside the edges of your mat. Draw your toes back towards your shins. Bring your hands in front, interlacing your fingers. Okay. Now, if this isn't comfortable for you, remember you can have the blanket under the seat. You could be sitting on something to give you some leverage. You can also bring your hands behind you and stretch this way. If you feel the low back rounding, the thing you want to avoid the most once we start moving is rounding in the low back. See, like this. See this a lot, right? Not just from the low back. You don't want to feel like you're bending from the low back. Always bending from the crease below the buttocks, right? Pressing your sitting bones down firmly, drawing in the space below your navel towards your spine. It's very active, right? It's better to do a few less, but folding and stretching from the correct place and strengthening the correct muscles, using the right muscles, rather than doing it sloppily where you feel any discomfort in your back, right? So it's better to do less with better quality than more with poor quality, okay? Bring the hands out straight, interlace. Point your knuckles at your right foot. Exhale, bring your knuckles down towards your right foot. Over to your left. Inhale, up your left. Exhale, down your right. Over to your left. Inhale, up your left. Exhale, down your right. With your own breath, at your own pace, continue. Inhale to center. Exhale, come right back down your left leg, reversing direction. Over to your right. Inhale, up your right. Exhale, down your left. Remember, go as far as is comfortable for you. Over to the right. Inhale, up the right. Exhale, down your left. Moving from the crease below your buttocks. Of course, the low back will round a little bit, but prioritizing pressing your sitting bones down and trying to stretch from the part on the ground. You can even bend the knees a little bit if that feels better for you. Inhale, come to center, then bring the bottoms of your feet together. Toes and heels touching. Now draw your heels as close as you can to your sitting bones. But if you feel the low back round and you pull the feet in, let your heels come away until you feel you can roll onto the fronts of your sitting bones. So you firmly feel the fronts of your sitting bones planted into the ground. Doesn't matter how far you go. Hands can be on your ankles. Inhale, lift your chest. Another option is to bring your hands behind you if it doesn't feel comfortable for your low back, pressing yourself forward until you feel you're firmly planted on your sitting bones, and you can hold here. Otherwise, exhale, focus just on softening the insides of your hips and thighs. So focusing on the crease, the hip crease. Try not to think about the knees. Feel free to adjust the distance of your feet so it feels right for your knees. There should be no twisting sensation or discomfort in your knees. Don't focus on pressing the knees down ever. Always focus on your hip. Everything comes from your hip. The thighs are rotating outward, not with any force. You're just focusing on softening your hip joint and allowing your thighs to rotate outward away from each other. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Breathe. Then begin to gently engage your glutes, your butt muscles. Engage, softening the insides of the hips and thighs first. And if your knees move, that's fine, let them move. But don't force down from the knees again. Just engage the outsides of the hips and thighs, soften the insides, allowing your thighs to rotate outward. Breathing. Inhale. Let your right leg come straight out. Draw your toes back towards your shins. Bring the bottom of your left foot to the inside of your right thigh. Doesn't matter how high up it comes. It can be down here. Wherever you are. Again, gently engage your glute, your left glute. If you're using props, if you have blocks with you, you can always bring a block under your knees for the last posture and this posture. Okay? If you have a strap, you can use a strap around your foot. Okay? These are not necessary, but if you have them, you could use them. Option 1, hands can be behind your back, pressing down just like we did in back bend and cobbler pose. Always press down through the bases of your palms, pressing down the tips of the fingers as well. Lift your chest, draw down your back, prioritize straight spine. Press yourself forward. We're trying to train the body to fold from the sitting bones rather than from the low back. Lengthen and press forward just until you feel the stretch. If you ever feel sharp sensation behind your knee, bend your knee. You can even use your blanket under your knee if you were sitting on it. If that feels fine, if you bring your hands up and you don't feel rounding in the low back, then begin to come forward, walk your hands forward. If you're here, that's fine. You can use a strap around your foot. You can also bring hands to legs. But always prioritize the posture feels right for your body, right? Remember, it never matters how far you go in the posture. It has nothing to do with the health benefits. Right? It has nothing to do with the physical or energetic benefits. That's all inside. So just getting into the posture, feeling your body breathing, most important, feeling your breath in your body. That expansion, contraction, feeling your breath, feeling the sensation of the stretch, wherever that is. And trying to feel the two interacting. So as you inhale, see if you can feel the sensation of the stretch becoming a bit deeper, more intense. As you exhale, see if you can feel the sensation lessen, maybe some space opens up. And if you feel some natural release, then go a bit further. But remember, try to fold from the crease below your buttocks, prioritize that. You only want to feel stretching sensations. If you feel any sharp sensations, anything like that, then you've gone too far. Remember, there's no goal, right? The goal is to be present, right? To learn about your body, feel what's going on, right? Be with where you are as everything is. Everything's perfect as it is. Feel your body breathing. Inhale, slowly come up. Bring your left leg out. Bring the bottom of your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. Again, gently engaging your right glute now. If you have a block, you can use it under the knee. Strap can be around the foot if you have them. Hands can be behind you. Option 1, pressing yourself forward, lifting your chest, drawing your shoulder blades down your back. Remember, folding from the crease below your buttocks, most important. And exhale. Option to bring the hands around to the front, walking forward as much as feels comfortable. Prioritizing folding and stretching from the crease just below your buttocks. Feel your body breathing as we hold. Feel free to bend the knee if there's any pressure behind your knee. Inhale, slowly come up. Then bring both legs straight out. The feet don't have to be together. About hip distance apart is fine. If you have the strap, again, you can use the strap around the feet. If you're on the blanket, you can still use the blanket for under your sitting bones. Tilt your pelvis forward a little bit, okay? Inhale, lengthen your spine. Option 1, hands behind you, pressing yourself forward just as before. Breathing here. You can also bend your knees. And forward fold, you can bend the knees generously, right? The more you bend the knees, the more you can help you focus on your hamstrings here, like you're trying to bring your belly towards your thighs. You can have the strap around the feet, hands on the ground, fold forward, or you can bend your knees and come forward. Breathing here, okay? Find what feels right for you. Again, try to prioritize stretching just below your buttocks, the crease below the buttocks. Inhale, come upright. Then bring your feet flat on the ground. Bend your knees, and then come down onto your back. Draw your knees into your chest. You can rock side to side, circle your knees, relax your back into the ground. Then draw your knees into your chest. Draw your head towards your knees, like you're rolling into a ball. Inhale, bring your legs out, arms overhead, full body stretch. You can interlace your fingers and flip your palms if that feels good. And exhale, bring your hands down by your sides for Savasana. Now let your feet relax out to the sides. Palms can be resting on the ground or palms facing up, whatever feels better for you. Make yourself as comfortable as you can. If you'd like to pause and get a pillow for under your head, you can do that. You can also use a pillow under your knees if you like. And just begin by feeling your body breathing again, your natural breath, however that is. Letting go of any special breathing, the constriction in the throat. And just letting your body breathe on its own, no matter how shallow that is, no matter how long that is. No particular way to breathe now. There's no right or wrong. We're just going to be observing everything as it is. So begin by softening your forehead, just feeling your whole forehead. If it naturally relaxes, allow it to. Soften your eyebrows. And soften your whole jaw. Allow your eyes to soften back, so nothing to look at now. And just being aware of the natural sensations in your legs. The sensations that allow you to know where your legs are now with your eyes closed. And feeling those as deeply as you can. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to do this. Feeling into the center of the legs as deeply as you can. And then completely letting the legs go, allowing them to rest on the floor, be completely supported on their own. And bring all your attention up to your arms, your shoulders, your hands. In the same way, feeling as deeply as you can into your shoulders, arms, and hands. Just being aware of whatever sensations you feel, sensations that allow you to know where they are with your eyes closed. Feeling into the center of your arms. And then completely letting go of the arms, letting them be supported by the ground. And then feel into your hips, your lower abdomen, your lower back, as deeply into the center of your abdomen as you can. And then soften your low back into the ground like you're allowing your sacrum area to spread across the floor. Move up to your middle back, the area around your ribs, between your ribs, your solar plexus area in the front, feeling as deeply into the center of your body as you can. And completely let go, softening your middle back into the ground. And completely let go, softening your middle back into the ground. And bring your attention up to your upper back, your chest, your collarbone area, shoulders, back of your neck. And feel as deeply into the center of your chest as you can. And then completely relax the space between your shoulder blades into the ground. Like you're allowing that space to melt down into the ground and spread across the floor. Allow the back of your head to relax into the ground, softening your neck. And feel inside your head. And then soften inside your head, just like you would relax a muscle, just like you relax the rest of your body onto the ground. Just feeling a sensation of relief, releasing, letting go inside your head. And just observe the natural movement of your body with your breath. Like you're just observing your body lying still on the floor. Observing your body breathing on its own. As if you were watching somebody else's body breathe. Let go of everything else. And if you feel like staying here in Savasana, feel free to do that. Otherwise, you can slowly begin to deepen your breath as you feel ready. And remember, the goal of the practice is to bring this into your life, right? This relaxation, this peace, this calm. Bring it into your daily interactions a bit, so try to move in a way that you can maintain this state as long as you can after the practice. Taking your time, never rush out of the practice. If you feel ready to move, then making very small, slow movements with your hands, with your feet. Or if you like, reaching your arms overhead, taking a full body stretch. And exhale, draw your knees into your chest. And roll over to your side. Just taking a breath or two here. And when you feel ready, bringing your right hand to the ground and pressing up. So thank you for practicing with me today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed today's class. As always, remember, if you have any questions about my goal here, I really want to give you the tools to move from seated to seated on the ground to standing postures and be progressive with this, right? If you remain with the seated, that's absolutely fine. But if you want to be progressive, you want to move and progress through the postures, come to the standing postures, the seated on the ground postures. That's my aim here. I want you to be able to progress, right, and improve. So if you have any questions about modifications with the postures, any prop usage or anything like that, ways to make something comfortable for you that isn't comfortable, or if something doesn't feel right, feel free to shoot me questions, right? That's what I'm here for. I love doing this, okay? So let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you when I can, okay? So until next time, take care and happy practicing.